Ohio is poised to be the 22nd state to allow people to carry a concealed weapon without a permit.
Each house in the legislature has passed a measure getting rid of the requirement. Local 12's Christian Hauser shows us what that would mean and why the state's largest police organization is against it.
The two bills eliminate the requirement for training and a permit to legally carry a concealed firearm. Gun rights advocates point to the fact that Ohio already has open carry without any requirements, and there's no need for those requirements for law-abiding citizens.
That really doesn't make much sense, because why the person is carrying a firearm doesn't change simply because they're covering it with a shirt or a jacket. So it gives the honest, law-abiding people more options to keep themselves and their families safe.
Opponents say these bills will make it easier for criminals to have guns in public. Eaton says that's just not the case.
All that these bills do is, if a person chooses to have a concealed firearm and they're not otherwise prohibited in any way by current law, they don't have to go get a license to do that first.
Several groups have come out against the bills, including the state's Fraternal Order of Police, which represents the more than 23,000 law enforcement officers in Ohio. FOP President Gary Walski says it opposes the bill for several reasons, but the main one is no required safety training.
That's pretty scary when you consider the fact that people that have no training can go get a gun and maybe not even know which end goes bang.
Walski says the FOP completely supports everyone's right to legally own a firearm, but that training is essential in teaching a person when it's appropriate to pull out a weapon and what the ramifications are when it's taken out, and that it could mean someone losing their life. He points out how much has changed since the Second Amendment was written.
The country was rural, and everybody grew up with a gun. You know, when you got to be 5, 6, 8, 10 years old, whatever, your dad probably gave you a weapon. You went out back on the farm and you shot at, tin cans and things like that. So you had training.
Walski also says that just last year alone, county sheriffs revoked the CCW permit for 2,000 people because something happened to make them ineligible to have that license. For Local 12 News, I'm Christian Hauser.
Now, the legislature still needs to pass one of the bills in both houses before the end of the session next week. So far, a hearing has not been scheduled to do so.